Hey everyone, so just a quick video of an update. So I know a lot of you have been asking about how the truck's been running with the new BD Cobra compounds that were put in it. Well, unfortunately, after I got the truck back from the shop that had installed it, I noticed that the truck was running very hazy, and the nozzles that went in were 170% overs, which I expected to run dirty. But over time, as I got it back to my house, which was a little over about an hour drive, um, little things about the way the truck was acting as far as throttle response, and the amount of soot that was being put out, I knew something was kind of off. The Fast 220 that was put in was running a very loud, very loud, considerably over the 150 that I had in the trip prior. So after I called Fast, they told me, yeah, it's probably going to run a little louder because it is pushing more volume of fuel, which I kind of gathered, but it just seemed like it was way above and beyond what it should be. So I had custom tuning done with Paul Cato, did some data logging and sent it back to him, and he said everything looks good with the exception your map sensor seems to be reading 42 pounds of boost consistently, not with the fluctuation of the throttle position and stuff, just consistently. So thought that was kind of weird, but I had no DTC codes, no check engine lights, nothing. The only thing I had was an IAT sensor code that popped up, which to me was kind of a bullshit code. It cleared itself over a little bit of time. But anyways, time went on. The tuning that I thought was going to help wasn't helping. I had very high rail pressure, almost 10,000 coming off of 1500 RPM. So I was out and about driving it one day, just seeing if it would act any better after going a couple times with Paul with some remaps of the RT tuning on the MM3 that's in it. And I ended up bringing it down to the diesel shop here in London, Connecticut. Fred Johnson and his fiance Elise, awesome people. They stuck me on the dyno. I kind of just wanted some dyno time to see how it would run and get some numbers from it. And Fred stopped me right in my tracks and basically said, you know what, let's figure out what is going on, with the motor and stuff. It was nothing from the other shop at all. It was just something sensoral that had happened. Just like they said, it was probably built on a Friday, as far as the sensors. So 6 hours went by, kind of went through everything that was being, what was going on. They pulled out the snap-on and plugged it in the OBD2 port and kind of went over some stuff. And they ended up resolving the boost pressure, which I think was a boost fooler that was piggybacked into the system, which didn't need to be there with the tuning. So once that was out, the boost pressure dropped, but we were still having a problem with rail. Long story short, they went through a whole bunch of different steps. The truck's been here for probably a few months, and I told them to take their time and figure it out. I wanted it done properly and make sure I didn't have to come back multiple times. So initially they thought that it was something to do with a fast, which was calling the rail to have high pressure. So we went through that, and while it was here, we just eliminated the draw straw. That was one of the bigger factors of it. They gave me new fuel filters, and instead of having the draw straw left, we ended up just putting a beans sump in it, which ended up resolving some issues, some haze. So they went from the fast in the rear all the way to the front of the motor, just going over a bunch of different things. And it turns out that on startup it was popping and sputtering, which Fred thought that it was probably a bad injector or a couple of bad injectors. Well, over time, talking to Paul Cato and some others, thanks to their help, they realized that it more than likely was the injectors. So the stock injectors with 170 nozzles were pulled, and they just installed a set of fleece full body 150% overs. So coming up here the next week or so, we're going to put it back on the dyno and see what it'll do. This is the first test drive I'll be taking of the truck. I might film a little of it later on, but this is going to be the maiden voyage of it. all fixed. The haze has been taken care of. Everything's good to go according to them. So I can't thank them enough for everything they've done. If anyone needs any work down here in the New London County area, Connecticut, diesel shop, New London, Connecticut, great people, very nice, very knowledgeable. Can't speak highly enough about them, especially with all the sensor little things that were going on. You know, I was skeptical that anyone would figure out what it is just because it's, you know, electrical and it's a lot to do with it. I thought we were going to be doing, you know, wiring harnesses, brand new ones and stuff like that, but they ended up tracing it out. You know, all it took was a little bit of time and some patience, you know, mostly on my part, which, you know, like I said, I told them, you know, just take their time. So truck's good to go. Just I can't wait to get in it and just take it for a test drive. You know, like I said, it's been months that I've even been able to drive it. This will be the first maiden voyage of it driving under normal conditions. There was also a misalignment on the turbos on the hot pipe, which one of the guys here discovered, and had to take the twins apart and realign them a little bit better, make sure that the V-band sealed properly. So this truck is good to go now. Like I said, coming up in the next week, we'll probably do a dyno here, probably maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday, see if they have any time. I'll put a video up of that, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that the reason I haven't put up a video since the last one was because I've been dealing with electrical issues and fueling issues, apparently. Like I said, injectors. The truck's only got 43,000 miles and change on it, so I was kind of shocked that it was an injector issue, but needless to say, you know, shit happens. So I'm just glad it's fixed and ready to go. But like I said, I'll hopefully grab a little video of it in a little bit. So thanks for watching.